Hi Gemini, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for January. Hope you are doing well. I will take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Gemini out there, so guys, take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, get in where you fit in, Gemini. But as always, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Gemini? Gemini. All right, Gemini, you're starting out with the Ace of Cups reversed. You have the Lovers. And coming out together, we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed along with the Hierophant. All right, so I feel like you have a choice between two people here, Gemini. If it's not that, there's a very big choice you have in love. Now, I do see something here has ended. There's a sense of feeling drained. There's also a need for you to pour that love into yourself right now. There's a relationship or a connection here that you're not really investing in right now. It almost appears as if there is a relationship for some of you that has ended. You now have an option to bring this back together, but you're not currently invested in it. So let's see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Gemini's energy. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords reversed. That could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Two of Swords, and we have the Ten of Wands. So this person, I feel like, is somebody who may have cut you out at some point. This is somebody who even could be a little bit angry in their energy. There's a lack of communication. And I'm seeing here with the Two of Swords that they're kind of going back and forth, back and forth. So you both have some sort of a decision to make here. And this person wants to nail it. They want to, so you're in a little bit more of an energy of what's better for both of us. And they're like, no, I have a target in mind. I have the way I want this to go. And so there's a little bit of rigidity. This is also somebody who is saying, you know, there's been a lot of problems here. They could also be overwhelmed currently with the things that have gone on in the connection. So let me see. Show me the energy between Gemini and this person. Show me the energy between Gemini and this person. The Knight of Cups. There's an offer of love here. There is an offer of love, absolutely. So I feel like this was a big deal for you, Gemini. This wasn't something that you just like la-di-da decided to do, because the offer is coming towards them. Now, both of you are acknowledging that seems to be risk involved with this offer of love. This is somebody that you had an ending with. This person may have cut you out. They could have been very angry with you. And so it does appear that it's you giving that offer, but you both perceive it as being risky. Show me what's affecting this connection. You both do have feelings for each other. You both do love each other. The Death card in reverse. Yeah, there was an ending here, and I feel like you both kind of kept that door open. There was like a sliver of the door still open, still emitting light, you know, just a little bit, and like it got so close to it being completely cut, but never happened. So there's unfinished business here, an ending, but it was never completely over for either of you. Why? Well, because you both do love each other. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome. You're thinking about this relationship a lot. You're thinking about, should you invest in it? You're thinking, you know, if you decide to invest in it, how should you invest in it? But you're definitely thinking about it. Some of you could be receiving advice from a counselor or from a close friend. All right, so we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. All right, so money could be an issue for this person currently. I do feel like Right now, there's a lack of stability in this connection. And part of that lack of stability is centering from the fact that both of you need to be pouring love into yourself. Which I find that this person in your energy finds it difficult to do that. And I feel like somebody is giving you advice, and that advice is to invest within yourself first. It's not to say you don't invest within this connection, but, you know, because obviously there's still something here, and there's definitely feelings and emotions, but there's a need to invest in self and to find your center. Now, both of you experienced a deep sense of loss in this connection. And like I said, you both have feelings, and you both feel like it was never completely over. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords in the reverse. That's underlying energy. And that indicates to me that you don't know if this is going to work out. And they likely don't either. But there's this idea of, is this possible? I feel like this person in your energy is saying, yeah, it's going to take a lot of work to get there. This is not going to be an easy journey. But yet here they are picking up all of these things, these brooms, these sticks, things that are used to clean up something, and they're trudging up that hill. So while it might be hard, I do see this person willing to put that energy in. So let's clarify. Why is the Ace of Cups in the reverse for Gemini? Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So when this ended, you felt rejected by this person. You felt like they just cut you out. You were rejected. You were abandoned. And now we see that there's this second chance. You never got over this person. And so you're moving from a sense of loss into a sense of, you know, fullness. But again, there's this need for you to pour that love into yourself. It almost appears that somebody here is in counseling, and that whoever that is, or they're talking with somebody that they definitely do respect, who is helping them to find their center, and part of that is in investing in self. Let me see why do we have the Lovers here? You feel like this person is your soulmate, Gemini. You feel like you're supposed to be with this person. That's why it never fully ended. All right, Four of Cups reversed, the Chariot in reverse. Yeah, you never moved on from them. You tried to let them go. You tried to release them and to move on, but you were unable to. So the stuck energy is related to the fact that you just felt like you couldn't fully move on from this person, that they are your soulmate. It's also showing me that there is still some stuck energy that is here that needs to be addressed. I do feel like you're opening up, you're making yourself more vulnerable, and I do feel like it's you that's coming towards this person. Now, if it's opposite, you know, and you find yourself on the other side, just get in where you fit in. But for the most of you, it looks like you're the one who is bringing this cup of love towards this person, whereas before you were not moving forward. Let me see the bottom energy for Gemini. All right, so we have the Eight of Cups, we have the Knight of Wands, and we have Judgment. Yeah. So you weren't investing in this because you felt like this person abandoned you. You felt like they had walked away from you. They weren't investing anything in this connection, and so neither were you. Again, it looks like somebody got some sort of counseling or some sort of advice, perhaps. And then we see you go rushing in. And as soon as you went rushing in, they responded to you just about as quickly. I do see that you want a reconciliation here, and that's what you've said to this person. So there was a period of time here where you may have been dealing with someone else that may not have worked out. It also shows me that with the Lovers in reverse, this was a very big decision for you to move forward with this person. And a lot of that is because you had to overcome these feelings of rejection and abandonment that you were feeling here. But you are coming in. Yeah, you definitely are. And I definitely feel like you want to reconcile. So let's see their energy. Show me the Queen of Swords in the reverse, please. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups reversed, and we have the High Priestess. So this is somebody, they could be a tarot reader, or they could be getting tarot readings on you. This is definitely somebody who is highly, highly intuitive. But as a result, they trust more in their intuition than they do in what's actually taking place. And sometimes it can be clouded by anger, or it can be clouded by, you know, them being overly analytical or overly harsh. So this person has been moving in silence. I do feel like they have not been putting effort into this connection. And I do feel like they do have kind of a harsh energy here. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. Let me see, why is the Two of Swords here? Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Six of Wands reversed, and the Three of Coins. So this is somebody who is very nurturing. They have been doing a lot of self-care. I feel like they've been very focused on their work, their finances, their children if they have children. They want to work cooperatively. This is somebody who I do feel like, you may have been married to this person or living with them. There was definitely some sort of a commitment here. And I do feel like this person wants to work this out, but they don't know if it'll be successful, if it can actually be worked out. I do see them working a lot on themselves, but what they're trying to decide is whether or not to commit to this connection because they're not sure it will be successful. They're not sure that you're going to put the work in as well. They do feel that there is some sort of a contract here. There's some sort of it could be like a marriage contract, it could be a social contract, or it could even be a spiritual contract. And that's what they're examining. They're looking at, can that contract be made whole? Will it be successful? And they kind of go back and forth in their head as to what they should do. It's their own anxieties that are coming up. Let me see. Strong Scorpio energy. Let me see this Ten of Wands. Four of Swords reversed, and the Emperor in reverse. Oh, okay. So you could be dealing with somebody who is in their masculine energy, and if so, they may be trying to control the situation, and they're having difficulty with that. If this is somebody who likes to control the situation, they're having difficulty not doing that. They will be honest with you about it, though. They are going to talk to you about that. Because they know that that's something that does need to be addressed, that does need to be healed. It's causing instability and problems. I do feel like they could be struggling deeply to come into their legitimate power within the context of this connection. So for some of you, you're dealing with a masculine that is a little bit out of control or having a difficult time trying to not control the connection. I do feel like this is somebody, though, that wants to discuss things. They want to talk about everything that's happened. They may be having a hard time doing that, though. Yeah, they may be having a very difficult time with it. So let me see the energy between Gemini and this person. All right, we have the Six of Swords, and we have the Three of Cups. Yeah, so you're approaching this person with the idea of moving it forward, moving it away from a sense of, chaos into peace. You don't want to deal with the chaos of the past. You want a fresh new beginning. You want, this to be very peaceful. And this person that's in your energy, I do feel like they're open to a reconciliation. I really do. Now, they may be dating. And if so, you know, they could be kind of keeping some things from you because they're afraid it would affect whether or not this would work out. But I do feel like they're definitely open when you come forward, because you're coming forward in a very clear manner, Gemini. And when you come forward trying to move this forward away from all this chaos, they're going to be receptive to it. Let me see why the Death card is in reverse. Leo energy here, Capricorn. All right, we have the Devil in reverse. We have the Strength card, and we have the Three of Swords reverse. Yeah, you want to heal this connection. You were heartbroken. You were definitely heartbroken. You tried to let this person go, but there was all this stuck energy because you felt like they are my person. So now I see with the Three of Swords, all those swords falling out, you know, creating healing, trying to bring it together in a manner that is absolutely not toxic. So there may have been a lot of toxicity here, and that's what caused all the heartbreak. But I feel like you've been doing a lot of work on yourself, and I feel like you're coming towards this person in a non-toxic manner. So I do love that. Neither of you felt like this was over. This person has strong feelings for you, Gemini, but they're concerned about whether or not it's going to go back into a toxic relationship, whether or not it can actually be successful. This person also has worked heavily on themselves. In fact, they look like they maybe even further along the line on that than you are. For some of you, you know, take it as it resonates. But I will tell you that they're continuing to work on themselves, and they're heavily working on themselves. And this person definitely feels as if you are their person. So they just have doubts whether or not it's going to actually work out. Are you actually going to do the work? You know, is it going to be successful? They just don't know. There's a lot of unknowns here. And I think that this person, you know, is having a difficult time with that. So this could be somebody who's very used to controlling the situation. They do have a little bit of a controlling energy here. And so that lack of control and being able to trust the universe and trust you is going to be difficult for them. But I do see that your energy is really good. Let me see your outcome. Show me the outcome for Gemini. Okay, so we have the Two of Coins. We have the Page of Cups. And we have the Page of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so in your outcome, I don't feel like either of you are going to jump into anything too quickly. You both have felt a deep sense of loss in this connection. Page of Cups tells me that, you know, you both may have moved towards other people at some point. But it also indicates to me, Page of Cups is like an apology card. It's like a card of a new beginning. It's a very sweet card. And so it does, you know, indicate that after a sense of deep loss, there's like this opportunity for this new beginning. You want to reconcile. They want to reconcile. I do feel that, you know, there's a sense here of balance. You're trying to bring balance into the situation. You're trying to make decisions that are balanced here. And I do feel like you're weighing up the pros and cons of this reconciliation versus a new person for some of you. And I do feel like you are looking at things through the eyes of either a counselor or somebody that you feel very confident in getting advice from as well. So I don't feel like you're moving in a hasty manner. I feel like you're moving in a very, you know, slow, methodical manner, but you also know exactly what you want. Now, this person in your energy, I feel like they have a lot of doubts here. They do love you. They don't feel like things are over. They have strong feelings for you. However, I also feel like this person was dating. They may have had somebody new in their energy. If so, they ended that with that person. And I'm also seeing that they're going to let you know that. There's the energy here of this person's talking to you about the difficulties, the problems. Now, are they willing to go in and clean them up? Absolutely, they are. But this is somebody who, you know, may feel like, you know, it's just going to be difficult to work it out. So they may pull back and then come forward, pull back and come forward. And I do feel like for them, they're used to controlling the situation, and it's difficult for them not to do that. But they've done a lot of healing, so they're aware of this. They're also not going to take on the role of being the one to initiate. They're going to tell you all this, though. They're not keeping secrets. They're not trying to hide anything. So I do feel like they won't text you. They won't make the moves. They're basically going to watch and see what it is that you do, because while they want to be cooperative with the process, they may be hesitant because they may feel that there's going to be toxicity reintroduced into the situation. So it's almost like they're on a wait and see kind of energy here. Yep. So bottom of the deck, look at that. It's a 10 of Wands reversed. They have the 10 of Wands in the upright. And so that does tell me that you both feel that all of these problems that are there, and there's plenty of them, can be resolved. It can be worked out. Even if you don't know how you're going to do it just yet, there is this new beginning that is blossoming here after a sense of deep, deep loss. All right, I hope that this has been helpful. Let me get you an oracle card. All right, hang on a second. That card just flew across the room. Okay, so you have life purpose. All right, it says, the purpose of your life is to serve in a way that brings great joy to yourself and others. Don't worry about finding your purpose. Instead, focus upon serving a purpose, and then your purpose will serve you. Well, that's great advice. All right, I hope this has been helpful, Gemini. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, know that you are loved, and namaste.